Hey everyone, my name is Mina Salib. I have the pleasure today of sitting with Daniel Zaturansky. I pronounced it correctly,
Yes.
right? Okay, awesome. Of PowToon Incorporated, PowToon.com. And Daniel's here today to tell us exactly how someone, a man, a woman, anybody can basically go from zero to $1 million in about 18 months. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that very clear, right? So you're gonna tell us how to get to $1 million from $0 in 18 months.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you how I did it, and
Okay.
I'm gonna give you some tips.
Perfect.
How to make it for your business.
Awesome. Okay, so that's what we're gonna get into today. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Really appreciate it.
Thank.
Look great. The wall's great. Everything's great. We're actually here at Rise New York, who's kind enough to host us and offer us this space, and I'm really excited to get into this conversation. So, can you start off? Give us a little bit about your background, and tell us how you got started.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mina, for hosting me. First of all, that is a big pleasure. I love New York. I love being here. And a little bit about myself. I'm 38 years old. I'm living in Tel Aviv. I have a wife and 2 kids. I'm really passionate about entrepreneurship, about building things, bringing people together, creating products, and ever since I was in school, I was crafting jewelry, selling to the girls in a class, and then in university I was doing an music event company, bringing together students, event for students, by the students. Nice. And then while I was living in London, I set up a design agency, running a design agency, a little bit getting to the marketing, and while I came back to Israel, Tel Aviv, I was ready for my next challenge, and this is what I'm going to tell you about it.
Cool. And how old were you when you went back? Actually, how old were you when you started that company in London?
I was 27.
27,
yeah.
Cool. And you went to Tel Aviv. When did you go back to Tel Aviv?
I went to Tel Aviv in 2008.
Okay.
I did quite a lot of things. I studied in university in Cambridge,
Yeah.
and then I moved to London to set up my company, and been there quite around 8 years in England.
Cool.
And then when I came back to Israel, I worked for another company, another startup. I was the first marketing director, like first employee of a new small startup.
Nice.
Building the marketing department, helping to build the sales department, customer service, and from there as well, I've got a lot of knowledge and experience of what to do, what not to do.
Perfect.
in a company.
Awesome. And I know Tel Aviv, like their startup community is booming right now. Actually, like there's a bunch of co-working spaces that just opened up in Tel Aviv. Like there's a lot of people doing startups. They see kind of, where the trend's going and they want to get in, right?
Exactly. Tel Aviv, I mean, there's very similar vibes like what we have in New York. There's lots of meetups. Every day you can find 3 or 4 meetups on startups, on marketing, on technology especially. We're very strong on technology side, so you can find anything you want on that end, and it's a great place to do a networking. And I know yourself, Mina, you are very expert in networking, so
we try.
That's that's something like I would need to learn from you a little bit more, but that's the place how you build, and this is how actually I came up to set up PowToon. And PowToon, if nobody knows yet, is a DIY software to create animated presentation and small video clips. Video clips are short explainers that you see on different websites, explain your product, explain a service that you want, and it's we serve around 7 million users.
7 million.
7 million, yeah.
Wow.
And we have users from the Fortune 500, SMBs, small startups, and 1-person startup guys, and we have a strong presence in the education space.
Wow.
Teachers, students, they just love us because it's a great tool to create, to create study materials, and at the same time to explain as a student what he learned, if it's a book report, or if it's a history lesson.
Yeah.
So that's a great tool to creating, and everybody can actually use PowToon. Even it's enough if you know PowerPoint or Keynote. That's
Nice.
That's the tool.
So let's recap just before we get into exactly like PowToon and the direction you're going and like how you got there. So you went back to Tel Aviv, and that's where you started PowToon, right?
Yeah.
And at that point when you went back, where were you at? Like, did you? Because we say like from 0 to a
Exactly.
million, right? So where were you? Like, did you have 0 when you went back to Tel Aviv, or when you started this company you had 0? Like, what does that mean?
Okay, I'll tell you the story of the PowToon.
Yeah,
I
sure.
can tell you, and so when I came back, I was, as I said already, I worked for other companies, and I basically figured out that a product counts only for 5% of the company's success,
Cool.
and the rest is execution.
Cool.
And to execute your product, you need a great people. I mean, I say great, but you need excellent people because this is the basic of every company. And I learned that to build a company, you need to basically, it stands on 4 pillars. And I'm gonna explain later on all the pillars, what kind of skills you need to build the first startup, but it's very essential to get your startup up off the ground.
Right.
So while I was there as an entrepreneur and as a person, I believe everybody needs to self-develop himself. I went to improvisation course.
Cool.
You know, improvisation course helps you
Yeah.
a bit to get off your boundaries and do things, and you learn how to react to things very quickly.
Like improvising.
Improvise, exactly.
Yeah.
Improvise, and you stand in front of the audience and you learn. It's amazing. It's fun. It's great
Nice.
fun. I recommend everybody to try it at least.
It's a great skill to have.
Yeah, and you'll develop a lot of skills in that.
100%.
So I went to that course and I met a guy called Oren. He's award-winning animator that is really creative, and I recognize his creativity. I recognize this is really a good guy. I mean, we had some kind of started to become friends, and I realized that he's good at what he does, and he's excellent at what he does, but he's lacking some business skills. And he also told me that he doesn't want to. He wants to do something bigger than that. So I said, okay, this is the first pillar. It's domain experience. And so he had years of experience in the animation.
4 pillars. We gotta write that down.
Yeah, sure.
We gotta
So
write that down.
4 pillars. Correct me if I spell it wrong.
You good?
So domain experience.
So
Okay.
me and Daniel, by the way, we were arguing about who was gonna write, and he said, like, I don't know my handwriting, and I was like, listen, man, you do it because mine is worse.
I might have a spelling mistake.
Whatever you got, mine's worse. So we're good. So the first one's domain experience.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's got domain experience, and then we decided, okay, let's brainstorm about the product we want to build. And we thought about gaming and different kind of areas, and we couldn't find really something that matching the marketing, because you need to build a product for the marketing for people, right? You need to first find the market. So I went through this methodology, finding first a need, a pain in some market, and I found that there is a pain in the for small entrepreneurs, or businesses that to create short explainers and validate different products. And then we saw, okay, that is a great kind of service we can give. So he's an animator, I'm a business person, I can bring new people and I can bring companies, and it's what we did. We started off just validated that it can work. So the business came in, and then you know, as an entrepreneur, it's very important to have feedback and have some mentor. As everybody has to have a mentor for every field. So I went to my mentor and a good friend of mine. He called Ilya Spitalnik, who is our CEO. And he told me, listen, Daniel, that business is great, but it's unscalable.
I was gonna just ask,
exactly.
How do you scale that?
Exactly. So the more work you get, the more people you need to hire, the more hours you work, but you can't scale it massively. So he had the same problem. He's an entrepreneur, he's a serial entrepreneur, has this problem that he needs to validate different products, and to go to animation company costs between $3,000 to $15,000 to create 60-second animating clip. You know, this is crazy. Yeah? So he said, yeah, wow, this is amazing. I mean, this is a pain that we both found. So we sat, three of us, and brainstormed, find out what we can do. And this is how PowToon was born. We actually wanted to serve those people that want to validate validate the ideas, or wanted to create short animated clips for affordable price and to create like very quickly. So that's the basic. This is the beginning of that. And if you take into the second pillar, Ilya is the marketing guru. So he was learning for years and years different kind of took courses, and he has his own gurus of marketing guys. One of them is Jeff Walker, that he's doing the launch methodology. And this is the third pillar. So the second pillar would be the marketing genius.
So you need a marketing genius.
You have to.
Okay.
Especially. Pythagoras is shorter.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
So it's very important to have marketing, especially today we've got lots of noise. And in order to get out of the noise, you need to have somebody that knows to make a buzz, to create a buzz in the market for very, very low budget.
Yeah. So I just want to, for our audience, I just want to tell them, so these are 4 pillars that even after you have everything, you need these 4 pillars to basically survive and grow, right?
Exactly.
Because you talked about marketing need and all that stuff, right? So when you make a business plan, obviously you need your mission, you need your executives, all that stuff, but you also need to know your market need, and like you need to identify a problem.
Exactly.
But so many startups identify a problem, and then they don't have these things, so it doesn't matter, right? Like they identify this problem, but they can't break in because they either don't have domain experience, they don't have a marketing guru, and you'll tell us.
I'm going to tell you the
I just wanted to explain that.
Correct.
Right? That's very important.
Correct. That's, as I said, you have to have special skills to start a business. It can be 2 skills in one person, right? But normally, if you have the person that's expert in that, then it saves you a lot of time 100%. And money, 100%. Right? So so we started the PowToon, and we have challenges, right? Yeah. First challenge is to validate the market. It's right. You have a pain, but you need to validate that actually people would like to use the product and is a market. So
who were you targeting in the beginning?
Exactly.
You were targeting early startups, like early stage founders?
Exactly. So to start off, we targeted the people that the easiest you can reach them.
Okay.
You need to target eyeballs, meaning that whatever you find, the people that really exposed to the media, or exposed to the media, you actually can easily reach them. Okay, so that's this is the strategy. Yeah? This is the launch strategy. Because you don't go to target audience that you need to pay a lot to get there.
Right.
So you first,
which are like big corps, right? You don't target big corps.
You don't target. I mean, if you can get big corps, it can take 3 or 4 months to get somebody to the
for one deal. Right.
Exactly. So you target first people, which the early adopters, and you must find early adopters. Early adopters is the most important animal, if you can say, because without it you can't reach anywhere and you can't grow fast. So the early adopters, they're the people the most enthusiastic, and they're gonna become your fans and then become your followers. So we targeted firstly the marketing arena, okay, the marketing space, and especially we went to the copywriting space, where the people are really like to read places, and we found specific forums, the warrior forum, for example. So we went there, and before we went there, we created an animated video that present the pain of the users. Like you need a presentation now, you need a video, but it does not have tools, and to create video is very expensive and everything else. And once you get
sorry, just to clarify, in the forum, these people were talking about this problem already, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so you found a forum where people were talking about that problem that you already found was a problem.
Exactly.
Right? And then they were obviously your target customers because they're talking about the problem that you just solved.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
So before we went to the forum, we created the landing page, and we put a video. It's a video that explains the problem and gives a solution.
Beautiful.
And as like it was done by PowToon. Before the PowToon was born.
Yeah.
And the video I can show that we can see the video.
Yeah.
And then we set up a landing page with a box of sign up to become a beta tester.
Nice.
So that's it. Like Dropbox did. We didn't invent anything. It's all best practice. Okay.
Nice.
We do everything you do. Don't invent the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Just find the best practice. Find yourself a guru and go and walk it. There are lots of them.
Right.
Okay. So we created a website, and then we created another video. There was a tribute for Gary Halbert. If Gary Halbert is a very known copywriter, he's already dead, and these guys obviously know him because this is his guru. His guru, and he created a tribute for his video.
Nice.
And it's like we created with PowToon.
Yeah.
And then we put a logo of PowToon, and then in the end, in the outro, it's created using PowToon. That's it.
So now everybody's like, what is that?
Exactly.
Right.
So we found out that 30% of the views, people went to that website, just click powtoon.com, went to our landing page and signed up.
Nice.
So we did it with different kind of areas. This is was one of the strategy, one of the tactics. And we went also to blogs, blogs that speak about presentations. And in the comments, we put, have a look at the great new tool, PowToon.com. And that brought, we went to TechRun, to Mashable, and all these big blogs. Yeah. And it's brought lots of traffic.
Of course.
Free, no money. And within the first month, we accumulated around 500 emails. Wow. Which is a lot. And we didn't invest. We invest a few bucks for that.
So you paid for no marketing and basically just had all this organic marketing that you did yourself.
Exactly. Beautiful. Exactly. So that's a one tactic to create, to set up, create a buzz and validate without investment. Yeah. This is the first challenge. Now the second challenge was, okay, we got these 500 users, great. We have validated that there's a market, so we ticked off, and now we need to find if the technology can work for us. Yeah. If you can make a product but without technology. Yeah. So this is the third pillar, technology guy.
Yeah, tech.
So
tech
that's
let's do it. Tech guy or girl.
Yeah. Tech. Right? Yeah. So obviously to find the right person, as I said, the people are the most important. We looked for lots of people because we need a person that is very enthusiastic about your product. And you need to have someone with skills, really he should be a genius, tech guy, and he should be a good guy that you can sit with him in a pub and talk to him, and he needs to actually agree to lower his quality of life for a while. You know, and because the startup guy, you can't,
because you're still at zero.
Exactly.
Right? You have 500 emails that have not converted to a single dollar.
Exactly. And until you have a product, you have some time. You know,
Exactly.
it takes technology.
But that's really important, right? Like that you're running us through this, because even here, right, these 2 steps, you found these people, which is great. But before you got to this guy, you still had no product, right? You just had an idea, you were validating it, and you spent no money doing this, right? Because a lot of people, what happens is when they're trying to do an app, they're trying to do this revolutionary idea, first thing they do, I need a person that codes. Right, but you can't convince anybody that codes without the validation. Right?
Absolutely, you're right, Mina. That's the thing. And that's exactly the methodology of the lean startup methodology. So read this book. That's it. I mean, I read this book. You don't need to do anything. I'm not a genius or nothing. Just know how to execute.
Exactly. You didn't reinvent the wheel. You just executed.
That's it. You don't need to be clever here. Everything is written. Everything is ready. You know.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of that. That we're living in an era that we can do everything.
Exactly.
Without just knowledge is there.
Yeah.
So we found this guy, and he created a prototype within 2 weeks, and we found, okay, this is the guy.
How did you find him by any chance?
I put in advertising in job websites.
Nice.
And actually it was in freelance. I put the advertising everywhere, but it's a freelance, and it's basically I put adverts for free. Basically, I was looking for like Elans,
Yeah.
So that's we found him there.
So just to put people in the situation you're in, or you were in Tel Aviv at this time, right? And what year was this?
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
that actually was end of 2011.
Okay, cool.
So this is like the preparation. That time was the preparation. The validated the companies. Nothing was born.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
So we validated that there's a market. We validated the technology, and know that the people that you find is very important, because you're gonna in the next 7 years since you start, you're probably gonna see these people on daily basis.
Yeah.
So you better find a person that you want to deal with.
It's like you just got married.
Even more. You see, I see my wife less than
the co-founders. Exactly. That's true.